Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the best number 21B Padlock 722T. This is a typical best padlock. And when I say typical, I mean high quality, fully serviceable, rebuildable. You can purchase all the replacement parts. You should have no problem getting decades of reliable service out of this lock. And the derivative part number really just refers to certainly the series, but the size of the shackle. You're going to get a throw member included with it. This is a non-key retaining throw member, which means you can remove the key in either the locked or unlocked position. It will get you a spacer, provided I don't lose it before it gets to you. You'll use this spacer if you're dealing with a 6-pin length cylinder, and you'll absolutely want to use that because the driver or the throw member will have too much room. And if you hold the padlock like this, it'll work. If you turn it upside down, well, actually, what happens now? If you turn it upside down, it'll work. But if you hold it this way, your throw member will seat down and not engage the padlock. So you use your spacer like this before you put it to the back of your cylinder, which I have one here and we'll test it in a moment. So there are some links below this video. There's going to be a link to the cut sheet, product catalog, and then the service manual. The service, let's just tackle them in order here. Let's take a look at the cut sheet, and that's just a single page that shows an overview of how to order the lock. You'll see that there are lots of variants on how to do this type of padlock. So as we look at the cut sheet, at the top of it, machined from solid brass, extruded brass, or aluminum. The 21B is brass. The 22B is an aluminum body. Okay, so this is a 21B. Weighs about 0.67 pounds, 6-8 pounds. And the body is not going to change on these at all. It's going to be 1 and 25/32 wide. So, what, 1 and 13/16 or so? No, not even close. 1 and 11/16. The length, 2 and 1/16. Okay. The thickness of that body, they have it at 13/16. I'd say it'd be spot on. This will accept, of course, 6 or 7 pin cylinders. They do make a 5-pin core. I've never seen one in 5-pin. I would think that'd be no problem. You're just going to need, more than one spacer. Shackle locks both the heel and toe. The length of the shackle opening is measured from the top of the case to the inside of the shackle when it's locked. Made of bronze or stainless steel. This is going to be stainless steel. Diameter is 5/16. Let's check that. 0.31. 0.31 is what my caliper says. And that it has a opening width of 7/8. Okay, spot on. Meets ASTM certain guidelines. So ASTM F883 is a standard that they have derived basically the strength of a padlock using a variety of tests: a drop test, a physical manipulation test, a salt spray test. ASTM F883 is a document that is likely available online for you to review. Grade 6, I can tell you, is the highest grade for these. Grade 6 is the highest grade that a padlock can achieve. These locks meet a grade 4 with stainless steel shackle, grade 6 for shackle cutting force with the XSPL shackle option, which is not standard. These are not cut-resistant shackles specifically. And they meet grade 6 for option E for corrosion resistance. I do not see option E listed here. So according to the cell sheet, that's another document that's listed down below. There are actually 4 of them. The cell sheet's the 4th. It does. It's compliant. It's compliant with grade 6 for option E, corrosion resistance, is what it is. So back to the product catalog. Okay, 21B. Now the how to order chart down below. This is a 21B. That's a brass body padlock. This part number is 21B7. So we've got a 7-pin housing. Accepts all best cores. Again, 6 or 7-pin. A 5-pin, I suppose. I've again never seen one. I know that they do exist. Then this part number is a 2 in the steel shackle. So it's a 3/4 inch steel shackle. Forgive me, it's a 2-2. That means it's 1.5 inch shackle. This is a 7-2-2. There's your 1.5 inch. This is a T. Is this a T? Function T, key retained. And the key retained, it tells us that the key will stay in the... Whenever the padlock is unlocked, you cannot remove the key. You must relock the padlock in order to remove the key. That's what key retained or key retaining means. It's not uncommon for us to sell the throw members only. I suppose you're changing the function of the lock, and you certainly can do that with the plug member, the throw member. But I would think wear and tear, tens of hundreds of thousands of cycles on the unit itself. Everything does break down. So there are some options: chain option, special stamping option, options in the far right corner. You can do a satin brass finish on this. 626 is going to be the standard finish on the padlock body. Of course, I mostly see them with the 606 satin brass finish. So you can have this solid brass body in either a satin chrome or a satin brass finish. The fact that it's solid brass means they could technically do lots of finishes to it, but those would be the two. A shrouded, an SH, a shrouded option where you're going to be able to protect most of the shackle and just the top arc is really going to be exposed. A weather cover, the XSPL cut resistant shackle. You can order these in red or black anodized on an aluminum base material, so that'd be the 22 model. Then the cell sheet that's there, the cell sheet is a good overview, a different way to look at it, although it's the same information, just in a single consolidated sort of option. There are other padlocks that you can see there. So be mindful to review the entire product catalog, which is the next document that we have in front of us. And that goes over the entire series of all of the padlocks from Best. Then we get to the service manual. And the service manual is handy because it will show you an exploded drawing of what all of this looks like. I cannot demonstrate how in this video how to disassemble this padlock because I do not have the part number 3, which is the disassembly tool. Otherwise, you would be able to strip it down to its parts quite easily and thoroughly so that you can rebuild those parts that may have failed. We do sell throw members, though. I can tell you that we do sell throw members relatively often. Part number 2, the spring, I've sold those as well, the shackle spring. But I imagine that these are padlocks that are going to be becoming serviced after, decades of use. That part 8 is the locking cam assembly. I don't believe I've ever sold one of those. And then the ball bearings are there as well that will keep it in the position that keep it locked when the ball bearings are thrown. They're obviously going to project into the preparations in the outside end of the shackle. Now I happen to have a 6-pin cylinder here. I have the spacer installed with the control key inserted. that will go in just fine. And because I have that spacer, it will work completely without any trouble. This is key retaining, so I can't remove the key. It won't come back all the way for me to be able to pull it out. You can order them non-key retaining as well. There is a hole down below here, and at first glance, I don't know what that hole is for. There is, as you scroll through the service manual, you will get to the disassembly instructions. I wonder, that might be, let's take a look. Nowhere in the installation instructions do they call out what that hole is for. It's very likely you know, it may be a point of lubrication, is what it might be. It might be a hole that's necessary in the original manufacturing process. The only thing that's inside of here is the shackle spring, and if you were to insert a tool in there, you're just going to hit the bottom of the shackle. I'm going to contact the manufacturer and ask them to clarify what that hole is for, and I will update the extended description information down below this video. Being Best, it's a very high quality piece of equipment. There's no question or a debate over that. Frank Best is the person in about 1921 who patented the small format interchangeable core. He invented the small format interchangeable core. Cloned, copied, robbed, ripped off, duplicated countless times by countless people, and is a mainstay of keying systems in countless applications, everything from military installations all the way down to the front of a grocery store. The concept of being able to quickly remove a core from the lock is clear and obvious why that would be a benefit, because you can immediately change the control, the mechanical access to that lock. And that is an obvious advantage. However, I don't personally believe that 100 years later, the small format core is at least as strong, possibly, as it has ever been, without the fact that Best has exceptional technical support and customer service. When I contact them about that, I am guaranteed a response. They respond 100% of the time and do so quite professionally and thoroughly. And I believe one cannot go without the other. Okay, you've got an interesting piece of technology where these two shear lines permits me to have a special key, the control key, that will manipulate that second shear line to withdraw the locking plug, to retract it to pull the cylinder in and out. But without that technical support, this is very likely a product that could have gone away a long time ago. That's just my opinion. But I firmly believe that the ingenuity of the invention would not be so without the technical support of the excellent people at Best. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Best products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. Any questions on the Best? This is their part number 21B722T, Padlock, or any other Best product. Please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.